6 turning on to 7. So they kind of packed my brother and I into my grandpa's Lada, and we just hit the road. Everybody, including me and my brother, thinking we were going on an extended holiday with their plan of never returning. Drove from Bulgaria through Yugoslavia, through Italy, into France. We went by the Leaning Tower of Pisa, we went through Rome, Vatican. For my brother and I, the pictures, when we look back, it's just a big holiday.
For Ivan and Maya, they came from a background where, you know, it's just that amazing Canadian immigrant story. They've come out here and they started a business, and it went from, you know, a risk where, you know, Ivan left the company he was at and, you know, started something small, and it grew rapidly and was very successful. But you know, like they've just been generous all along the way.
That's one thing about Ivan and Maya. They really love to party. Ivan's a very comical person, and he just goes at everything he does full steam. You know, it's not halfway.
Ivan only have one mode of operation, right? Is go hard. Do it right. So whether it's at work or going out hunting or going sailing, he applied the same principle to everything that he does, right? And definitely it does rub off on me.
Ivan's style is brisk and bold and straightforward.
There's kind of no middle ground I ever saw with Ivan. It's usually full on whatever he's doing.
And Maya's exactly the same. They live every day to the fullest.
Maya is an incredible complement to Ivan, as far as she is very good with details. And Ivan is not so good with details. Maya is the detail person.
It's the first time that I met Maya would be probably a Christmas party.
I met him, I guess it was 96 or 97, and did a double take when he came in the office. This massive, big Bulgarian guy. I thought he was there to kill me. I knew Maya almost from the start, and Maya's been like a second grandmother or an aunt to our kids.
I thought you were going to say to you.
Well, me too, I guess, yeah. Well, she feeds you everywhere you go. She commands a lot of respect just from the volume when she arrives.
It's enthusiasm that she brings.
It's unbridled.
It's genuine enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Maya was like, she's just a safety coordinator on the boat, making sure everyone's wearing a life jacket. Lou, where's your life jacket? Gunther, where's your life jacket? And we're like, okay, we're going to go in. And Maya's like, no, nobody's going in. No, we're not going in the ocean. It's like, no, we're just going to walk down and, you know, hang off the back of the boat and just kind of, you know, you can dip your head in and kind of hang there. And she's like, no, we're not doing that. So we're all getting our bathing suits. We're all ready to go. Maya gets her bathing suit on. She's like, okay, I'm first. So now Ivan would just be in the back of the boat. Well, if there's one thing you get from Ivan is just remaining your cool.
It's amazing, you know, life before Ivan and then life after meeting Ivan is just it's just different. He sees things differently, and he sees potential in everyone and everything that we do. Behind the scene is Maya, and I think she's, you know, like, she's a great woman, and Maya's the same way, right? Maya is she doesn't do anything halfway either, right? And between the two of them, it's when you're hanging out with those two, you never know what's going to happen. So that's a great thing about a combination between Ivan and Maya is the energy between the both of them.
My dad liked to revolve his vacations around hobby-based activities rather than just sitting around.
So when we went on the IMV ski trip, that was one of the first social functions we did.
We went skiing up at Kananaskis.
It's 7 in the morning. Let's get into it. We're going to have a great day. So off to the hill we go, and, you know, Ivan says, hey, you know, you're new around here. I want you to make friends. Here's 24 beers. Put them in your backpack.
We took our first run of the day with Ivan and Maya, and I was thinking, oh, we'll have a bit of a slow warm-up and get ready, but no, Continental Divide, Black Diamond, straight down. Let's give her right off the get-go.
If you see anybody from the bus, you got to stop and give them a beer.
Ivan went up and helped her down the hill, and she wanted to kill me, and she thought Ivan was a savior.
And his holidays started revolving around sailing.
He did that the entire weekend. He'd take the little sailboat out and swamp it, and then drag it into shore, dump the water out, right it, and go back out. And that's how he learned how to sail.
Definitely, when he got his boat and we traversed it across the Atlantic Ocean, was quite the adventure of 17 days of open water.
And he just gathered a group of guys that he figured could just hang out together. 6 people that could hang out together on the boat.
We saw whales, we saw dolphins, we caught fish in the middle of nowhere. We'd catch them, cut them up, and throw them right on the plate without even cooking them a lot of the time. So once the Christmas sailing vacation started, we went down to the British Virgin Islands and then went back the following year to St. Lucia, and then went all the way to Australia, then came back to the Caribbean islands to Antigua, and then another trip over to the South Pacific and Tahiti, then back to the Caribbean to St. Vincent.
Well, he's still in Antigua right now and fixing up, he's building a little boathouse and repairing his sailboat after he ran it up on a reef, which they call Ivan's Reef, from what I understand now.
Yeah, it's just recently he did some damage to his boat, and it took on a bunch of water and had to get it repaired. I'm not sure how happy he is with that whole incident, or if he's really gotten over it yet. Yeah, he books the boat, he's the captain.
Ivan was the captain, but Maya was the admiral.
Her role was to prepare the arrival drinks when we docked to a new location.
Here, having the arrival drink.
Maya's the famous arrival drinks.
Arrival drinks!
Well, I would bring a whole case of wine. It wasn't just 1 or 2 bottles that we used to bring hunting. He'd bring a whole case of wine. Beer, 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 wine, wine, wine.
Probably got 90 bottles of wine or something and 800 beers, and yeah, 17 days.
I think the two of them seem to have this uncanny ability to be able to process alcohol.
Well, when we first started going out hunting, it was hunting.
I'm not sure when Ivan's first hunts were, but before he started hunting, he came up for when we set up camp.
Ivan would bring out things that he grew up with from Bulgaria, right? And he would make a big pot of soup.
Because there was like crates of food. It wasn't just, a couple of tomatoes and a couple of cucumbers and a couple of steaks.
Nice thick steaks, bacon and eggs, cognac and cigars. And
have a good meal with that, and some good cognac and cigars, and that was probably the most memorable part of hunting. The one year where we went into our old camp, that was a good trip. We saw some deer coming down a hill, and he took a shot and actually blew the back of the head right off the deer. He hit it right in the head. So it was a nice shot, but it was small. You could kind of carry it with it's like carrying a rabbit.
IMV started in 1999, and I've been there since 2004.
The whole company could fit around this, this boardroom table.
So somebody who didn't have any formal training, was raised under a completely different political regime, different set of values. Yeah, escaped from Alcatraz. And here he is with his wife, and they're doing lots of good things.
Ivan started up IMV, which was a really courageous thing to do at the time, when the price of oil was about $12 a barrel.
The business was started when the oil was in the tank.
He obviously made the right move at the right time.
We started at 100 people, it grew to over 800 people in 4 years.
The company changer that took us from the little leagues to the big leagues was Primrose North.
In my opinion, part of the ability to do that kind of growth was the attitude of the organization, which has its roots with Ivan.
It was the kickoff of our first ever public relations campaign, where we decided let's get the word out about our brand, because it's a great brand. We've been building it for 11 years at the time, and let's tell the world who we are. And what happened was we got, of course, picked up by Oil Sands Review.
And that was a point in time when the company just sort of seemed to blossom. That's dogged persistence on Ivan's part.
Yeah, when we got bought, you mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, by a big Scottish company called Wood Group. That was probably.
Oh, that's right.
That was a big thing in the company history.
You
also,
do remember that? That was a big party too.
I think that's why I'm sitting here working and Ivan's sailing right now.
The spirit of working together that IMV generated between clients and themselves is, in my opinion, unparalleled in any of the other companies that I've worked with.
Well, it's about relationships, isn't it? It's about just getting to know people personally first.
I really learned a lot about business from Ivan, and really it came down to thinking through your decisions. I mean, Ivan spent a lot of time, you know, thinking, pontificating, coming up with solutions just in his head, but really thinking things through thoroughly.
But Ivan had and Maya had that good sense of business, plus they also have a genuine warmth and generosity.
It's a good example of how Ivan and Maya's, you know, concept of running the business was that, you know, they wanted people to be friends first.
Thanks for all the fun, you know. We've traveled together, fought together, worked together. Fought as in argued over who's right, who's wrong. Even argued over who was really winning that game, that stupid Jackson, whatever, when I got angry and jumped overboard.
My wife Mary and I would like to thank both Maya and Ivan for our introduction into the game of jokers and pegs.
Jokers and pegs, jokers and pegs. Yeah, well, that's a good story, actually.
On the surface of it is just a card game.
And it's a confusing game.
But with Maya involved, it's practically a full contact sport.
Maya says, well, you can't do that. This is whatever the rule is. And I says, what do you mean that's the rule? You're changing the rules as we're going along. No, I'm not changing the rules as we're going along. Yes, you are changing the rules as we're going along.
So I'm going to bring my hard hat next time, Maya.
I'm out of here. Jumped overboard. Maya goes, good riddance, goodbye.
Just wish you guys all the best. I think you're going to enjoy your life from here on out, even though it's going to have a big void since you won't be at IMV every day. But, you know, you'll always be welcome back to cruise around the office and give people hugs.
Just thanks for being you. Thanks for being so patient. Thanks for working hard. Thanks for being my friend.
My life and the way I do things and the way I look at things definitely changed.
I think Ivan and Maya are friends with everybody in the company.
Ivan and Maya, we just want to thank you for that wonderful opportunity to spend some time with you in your beautiful home in sunny Antigua. And we wish you well with retirement and that the next 6 months of your French lessons are awesome. And we'll see you back in Canada or possibly Antigua, hopefully soon.
Congratulations, Ivan and Maya, on your retirement. You deserve it. Nobody works harder, nobody plays harder, and it was just really great working with you.
Perfect.
What he said.
And he's got flip-flops on, he's got some old pair of pants that he's been changing oil with, and a shirt kind of tucked out.
Without my grandpa's full permission, the car got sold off for a couple $100 or francs, whatever it was in France.
There's been more than one photograph of Ivan's ass out there.
Have you ever seen him wearing sweats?
Oh, isn't that great? He's got the dress sweats and his casual sweats.
The sailing sweats.
Sailing sweats.
Take him right to the bottom.
You should put in there, guess what, you're going to be grandparents soon. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Something that they might want to edit out.
Is this when they had the camper?
This is when they had the little truck camper. Yeah, the one that had the sign on it, if the camper's rocking, don't come knocking. That one.
Ivan's already swimming like 50 yards away from the boat. He's already snorkeling, just, I'm gone, right? And Lazar's there, and Maya's like, Ivan! Why are you going? And he can't hear her, right? She's yelling at him, like, come back, and he's like, gone.